Hey, welcome to the channel. So today we're going to talk about diagnostic, how to get the biggest bang out of your buck to make money for the shop. So stay tuned. Alrighty, so welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, and yes, we do repair videos, but mostly business, right? When it comes to running your business. But one of the big things, if you're not charging a diagnostic fee, you need to. And why is that? Because if you don't, people are going to start bringing you crap. Stuff they found on the side of the road or at an auction or this or that they paid $5 and they're hoping to win the lottery with it. Good chances are, if it's on the end of the road or at an auction, there's a good reason for it. But what are the two biggest things that you're going to want to check doing diagnostic, and how fast can you get through all this stuff? The first thing you're going to need is a compression tester, all right? If these girls don't have above 100, they're not worth frigging with. Some of them a little bit less. You can get them to run, but they're already whipped, and by the time you put money into it. So, the first thing we do is a visual, okay? And looking at this, I can see that the fuel lines have been dry rotted right off. What does that tell me? That tells me that this hasn't run in a long time. But so what you're going to need is, I got this from Harbor Freight. It's a nice setup to do your diagnostic with. And we can do a spark plug check first to see if you're getting any fire from the coil. That one is. You want to check compression first, but what you're going to find is it doesn't take that long to do it. Because your time is worth money. And that's what the shop's all about, is making money, right? If it's not making money, you aren't going to stay in business long. So you have to learn to become proficient. What do they say? If they don't find you handsome, they can find you handy. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is get that in there snug. And then you're going to want to do 4 or 5 pulls. Alright, so that's right around 96. That's iffy. It's on the borderline. Can we still get it to run? Yes. But at what cost? Alright, so let's take this one for instance first. It's got a cracked primer bulb, it's got fuel lines that are rotted off, and it hasn't run for a while. What we normally do when it comes to something like this, we drain all the fuel out of everything that comes in the shop, so we have a baseline. Is it going to be worth it to your customer? If you take a look at it, what's the age of it? This is old. It's been around the block a few times. By the time I tear that carburetor off, get it into the ultrasonic, back out, back on, and there's no guarantee it's going to run from that point. He's talking about an hour's labor, which is 65. Diagnostic is 45. I'll leave it in his court. I'll make a mental note of it. I'll put it on the sheet. Does have close to where it needs to be for compression, but is everything else going to be where it's worth putting the money into it? Alright, so let's go to candidate 2. When you're looking at these guys, you want to be looking at the handle. Are there any breaks anywhere? What's the head look like? This one's going to need a new head. So that's going to even add to the cost of repair. I can tell you right off the bat, no compression on this one. This one's got good fuel line, good primer bulb. Bump knob seems to be in decent shape. It's a nice little Ryobi. But the problem is these Ryobis, you can get them for a little bit of nothing. $47. Write that down. I personally would tell the customer it's not worth fixing. By the time you rebuild this, even if you figure the hour, labor and stuff. This one here, you probably could buy it for $150. But if you don't charge a diagnostic, you're going to find that you're going to be spending all day long doing this. Alright, here's the next one. Customer brought it in, missing the front head on it. He said it might need a light tune-up. It's got compression, but just everything that's missing off from this. By the time you figure out how much it would cost to, my best suggestion for this customer is to list it on Facebook as a parts unit. Somebody out there has probably got one of these. Could use it for the parts this way. I mean, there's bolts missing and everything out of it. You want to move the body around too to see if there's any movement. But again, this one is parts. Next one. Black mats. Black Max, who sells that? Walmart or is that Tractor Supply? But no rewind. How are we going to check anything without rewind? And by the time I go buy that rewind to see if it's got compression, you might better go buy a new one. I'd suggest to him to buy another one just like it, so he's got a chain and bars almost brand new on it. But it's not worth the time to go buying a bunch of parts for it. Alright, here's a home light. And what do we gotta have for this girl? Ignition on. Maybe a keeper. That's a keeper. I'll clean the carburetor on that, put a new plug in it, clean it up, customer will be happy. But you see why you have to charge a diagnostic. If you don't charge a diagnostic, you're going to be all day frigging with this stuff. But also if you charge a diagnostic, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, you can make money being in the diagnostic field. So on that note, put in the comments what you think. And maybe what you charge for a diagnostic. If, like with this one here, with being able to fix it, the diagnostic fee goes away and it goes strictly hourly and parts. Easy peasy. See you in the next video.